Hello, I'm James Gould, Vice Principal at the college. I hope you are well, and this is just a short video to give you some information about how to stay on track of your young person's progress. The first way to do that is via our website parent portal. Hopefully you'll have received an email from the college with information on how to sign up to that, and that contains key information about your young person's attendance, punctuality, coursework, and also any grades that they might have received. If you haven't got access to that, please email info@sgmc.ac.uk, and I'll make sure that email address is attached to this video if you wish to do so. We also send text messages out to parents if your young person has missed a lesson, so please be aware of that and ensure your contact details are up to date. And again, you can email that info email address if you change your email address or change your telephone number. One great way of being able to keep in touch of your young person's progress is that all or almost all young people have got the Monix app on their phone. So one thing that you can do is you can ask your young person to have a look at their app, and there are some key areas of the app that you might want to look at. So this is what the app looks like for a young person, and on the left you can see their timetable, and you can scroll down the week and see what they've got coming up. And on another page you can look at their attendance and punctuality. Now, unlike Parent Portal, that isn't live, so you don't get to see every lesson, but what you do get to see is the various lessons and how well they've been attending them over the last 7 days and over the last month. And remember that our attendance threshold is 95%, so we expect students to maintain 95% attendance throughout the year to lessons. Now, you might see some things on the timetable that you might be unaware of. So, for example, you might see entry period on a student's timetable. And whenever a student has a period 1 lesson, we expect them to be in college at least between 25 minutes and 5 minutes before that lesson starts. And that's just the way that we start the day. We're there in the morning, greeting students, saying good morning. We often have some activities for them to engage with, and we ask them to be ready for learning when they get to lessons. So that means kind of coming off their phones and taking their earphones off, ready, so that when they get to class, they're ready to learn. And that's a key part of the college day and does contribute to a student's overall attendance. You'll also see Talent Lab on students' timetables. And Talent Lab is a structured time for study, sport, workshops and support. It's a mandatory part of the timetable, so students need to be in for it. And your young person might have a choice, so they might be able to choose between any of those activities, or they might have an activity that we've chosen for them. So, for example, if they have an English GCSE coming up, you might see Talent Lab English Workshop. If they're an A-level student, you might see Talent Lab Read to Succeed, which is our initiative to encourage more students to read more books, because there's a very, very good research base and evidence base behind the more reading that you do, the better results that you'll get in exams. So do have a look at the timetable and have a look at the attendance and punctuality. You can ask your young person to view that anytime, and it'll surely give you some good information. The other thing to mention is that our library is open until 6 o'clock every day, and also on Saturdays for self-study. We've had about 50 students turn up every Saturday since we started this initiative, and that's been quite successful. So please do encourage your young person to make use of those opportunities. There'll be another video from Holly showing you how you can keep on track of what your young person is actually learning and the content that they're covering in curriculum. And there is one final thing that you might be interested to be aware of, is that you can also keep track of what homework has been set and what assignments are coming up, and whether your young person is submitting them to deadline. And for this, I'm going to introduce Matt, who's one of our directors of curriculum, and he's going to take you through how you can keep track of assignments and progress and work via Monix Teams. Thank you.
Hello there, my name is Matt, and this is a very short video which shows how you can work with your son, daughter or young person, see what work that they've got outstanding, and in order to help support them get that work in on time and on schedule. And at Monix, the way we do this is through Microsoft Teams. So our students are required to download the Teams app, which is available on all platforms, and I'm just going to open it up here and look at a student view. So I'm going to click on Teams, and the first one you can see is they've selected Teams, and it will show you all the enrolment. So this student is on Health and Social Care, an English GCSE, a Maths GCSE, and they also have various general enrolment. So the Monix Hub, for example, is where all notifications to all staff and students will go, and the Talent Lab is where we are requiring students to stay on site. It's a list of the activities that they can engage with. The one I'd like to show you though is next to Teams. It's the one here which I'm clicking called Assignments. And here you can see there are two drop-down menus, one called Assigned and one called Completed. So Completed will show you a list of work which has already been handed in, but most importantly is the Assigned. And if you click on this, it will show you all work that has been set for the student. We can see here that some are overdue and some have deadlines that are up and coming. Now when you look at these ones, you can see that the enrolment, the subject, is there in the heading, as well as the name of the work and the due date. There's also, you will see that each one is prefaced by 3 letters. So IND stands for independent work, and this is some form of homework that the teacher requires the student to do in between lessons and by themselves. And so it's this could be revision, this could be reading, this could be doing an assessment to check their learning in the lesson, or making revision notes. Secondly, we have ASS. Now this is for an assignment. An assignment is pieces of work which will actually contribute to the student's final grade once they finish the course. So this assignment is something they will hand in for courses where there is a coursework element. And finally, we have KEY, which is KEY, and all key assessments are, well, we have a policy at Monix that every 3 weeks, students are required to do a significant assessment in which they will receive significant feedback from their teachers. And these are these key markers where we can assess their development, put in support should they need it, but essentially for the students to read their feedback and incorporate it into their next piece of work to ensure they're still moving forward. So you can ask your son, daughter, or young person to open up their Teams app, show you their assignments, and then you can help support them, get those things on time, and get them done to the highest standard. Thank you very much.